But sort of taking a step back, if you said to somebody, one of the beautiful things about enlightenment is that things die, that wouldn't necessarily be perceived. You know, you wouldn't see people go, "Oh yeah, I'll have some of that." Then, you know, but the fact that that can be such a peaceful,
quality, and you see how much people suffer in a consequence of denying the true nature. Because all it is, it's just denying the true nature of reality creates the conditions for passionate resistance and suffering. It's that denial, it's that blindness to what is a self-evident fact. Nothing lasts. I mean, I talk a lot about the fact that nothing endures moment to moment. Nothing, not materiality, not feeling, not perception, not consciousness, no kind of habitual tendency of the mind endures at all. It's so dynamic, it's so alive. But to realise that, to see that, you have to accept that things arise and things pass away. Whatever comes into being has the nature to pass away again. That's what life is. Life contains both birth and death in it. So life is life, it's timeless. But only when you get so caught onto the arising of things and the being and the existing of something, and you deny its inherent nature to arise and pass away, that's when you suffer. So yeah, completely paradoxical, which is why you have to say it is beyond, it's an understanding that goes beyond the birth and death of things. And there's part of me that thinks, oh, it's a terrible shame that people don't get it. But then there's another part of me that thinks, but it's got to be like that. It was like that for me, and then I took it upon myself to find out the way it really is, and discovered that the truth was actually not so very far away at all. So it's fine as it is. And if that means that in saying that publicly, you self-ostracize yourself from the world in general because people just can't accept it or don't get it, that's just the way it is.
But there's enough. I mean, I know here there's enough people that, you know, have complete confidence in enlightenment, and
the people of Bradford and Avon haven't all got together with their torches to come up the hill and eliminate me quite yet. No. There's a lot of support, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, people suffer and they want to realise the cessation of suffering, and then there's somebody saying, look, consider this, and look, here's a training that you can undertake in order to realise it yourself, and anybody is open to give it a go. And if in going through it you find it so challenging, and it so challenges your view structure as it stands and the way you perceive life, and you don't want those threatened, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Nobody here is going to be concerned. For somebody else, it might be just the very thing that they're looking for, and they pursue it. But it's they that pursue it. It's they individually who decide, no, I'm going to sit in front of the teacher and I'm going to discuss with him what's really going on. So
it just makes me think that, earlier we were talking about courage and having the courage to do this training, and it just made me think part of that courage is also the acknowledgement that your current system has not really given you what you want. It's almost a sense of courage, in the sense that what else am I going to do? I've tried my things, don't really do it.
Yeah, I think you only give up you're only prepared to give up the attachment to the things that you thought you so depended upon. Yeah, because you suffer and you now see no viable alternative. Somebody might think, well, that relationship didn't work, but might feel that meeting somebody else might just do it. And it was the chemistry in that relationship that wasn't right. Maybe if I had another relationship, that would work. And that's fine, because then you experience that again, that pattern again. All relationships come to an end, and so gradually you start to get a sense that, hang on, this isn't giving me that ultimate fulfilment. And it's that wise reflection in the end, I think, and a recognition of the lack of viable alternative, which forces you into the one thing you were never prepared to concede, the possibility that there was more to life than meets the eye, that there is indeed something, a way of understanding life which is beyond what you currently know and understand. And that's what the scientist is terrified of. I would suggest also that's what the priest is terrified of, in a funny kind of way.
Although both would hate to be compared
to one another. I think they're so close. I think science and religion are like bosom buddies. I think they're so similar. Just take on different parts of the human psyche. One is investigative and one is sort of receptive, and one is the male side of the, and one is the female side of the human psyche. But yeah, I know that I'm bringing them together. I'm harmonising.
And it's interesting to me, the more I've sort of meditated, and that there's such a huge difference between believing something because it's something you've been told or you've heard and taking that on board, and observing and seeing things through experience. And yet Buddhism is often lumped in with religion in that same way. Whereas to me,
because it acts like it. A lot of people choose to.
But I see it as, in a sense, to me, it's more of a scientific approach to life, in observing what's actually going on unbiasedly.
I think it harmonises the male and female aspect of the human being. Yeah, you develop love and compassion and a feeling of empathy and a realisation of, dare I say it, oneness or non-separateness. At the same time, you develop an inquiring, exploratory aspect, not taking things on, just what somebody else has said, but finding out for yourself. Isn't that the spirit of science? But it wasn't the spirit of religion. So they're just two aspects of what it is to be a human being. And I absolutely. I think the true Buddha's teaching is the harmonisation of the human being. It really is. So yeah. But people are free to disagree, of course.